Okay, video here on creating a post. We can't create a page, but we can create a post from WP webhooks uh, using a curl command on any Linux machine. And just going to show how that's going. I've already made a bunch of posts, and there are lots of them here. And there's some testing of using the posts for private pages. We can't make pages, but I'm still trying to see how we would do this with posts. The idea being that once a user has once a person buys access to a JackDrip server, they get a login to Dev45, let's say, and then from that login, they get to go and see a private page that nobody else can see. And then on that private page, we populate the IP address of their Linode server that was just created. Now, this is actually almost entirely doable from a curl script, and we would just need to integrate that with the script that creates the Linode server and retrieves the IP address. And then that can be fed into the curl script that then creates a private page for the user. Now, the problem is because WP webhooks cannot create pages, all this stuff has to be done as a post. But the problem is posts can be visible to everybody, and it's not easy to prevent them from being seen. So there's various password protections that can be done. Um, as you know, one thing you can do is set a password over here when you're making a post. So you can say um, password protected, and then you put in a password. And it turns out that when WP webhooks is being told to make a post, we can put something in the curl command that specifies that password. So that password can sort of help make it so that nobody else can go and see the post that has the user's IP address for their server. There's other ways to do this as well, but this is a starting method, and I'm just going to show a little bit about it. So if I go to back to the function here, this is a curl command that works right here at the bottom. This works to create a post, and it does a little more than I would normally want. So I'm just going to explain it though. So we're doing a curl command, and we're going to send a post from the curl command. We're using the user agent with the -a to specify the user agent, which is this whole string here all the way through the end. And then the -h puts in a header, content type text plain. And then we're using the dev45 with the WP webhooks action name and API key. Okay. And oh yeah, action name. I'm so confused. Okay, here we go. I went too far. Action name, Steve test 3. That's what we set up in the thing in the API. All right. So then we're saying the action is create post. And again, we got the backslash before the ampersand. Action is create post. And then we give it a post title. So this one, I'm going to change it after I go through all this. And then the post content is whatever you want inside the post. Now, one thing that's important is all this stuff has to be URL encoded. So I am going to change it around a little bit, and I'm going to do that. But the cool thing is, let's see, I'm going to fix that there. What I've done is put in a couple of things. So we've got the create post, and then the post title, we're going to say testing 1377. Oh no, let's say testing A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay. Okay. And then let's put a space in there. So %20. And then post content here, I have all sorts of crap that was used for testing. So I'm going to make up some new post content up here, which is, hi, this is Steve. How are you today? I am fine, thank you. Is everything going smooth? I hope so. Bang. Okay. Now, spaces and stuff in there need to be converted. So we just go here, we say URL encoding converter, choose any old encode decode thing you want, and paste in the stuff that you want URL encode, click encode, and we get all this crap. Okay. I'm not sure why we got a %0A, but we did. Actually, I'm going to make it even worse. I think, okay, I'm going to put in a couple of carriage returns. Is everything going smooth? Boom, boom. Okay, so we'll do it like that. Let's do that. Okay. So we're going to URL encode that one. So I'm going to boom, 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 like that. And we get, I think the 0.8 there. Okay, copying that. And now I'm going to put it into the message here. So this is in the post content equals, boom. And then post status equals publish, not published, but publish. That causes this post to go from draft to publish state, so you can see it right away. Default, if you don't put that, is draft. And then I've got a password here. I'm going to say dingbat pwd3, and we'll have to have that password to see that post. So I'm going to paste all that into a Linode shell. And it says success, post created successfully, and all that. And you see the entire thing. It did interpret some of the URL encodings, and it gave us a \n for new line, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, pushed all that stuff there, and we should be able to go to dev 45. And we should see, protected testing A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So that's actually, yeah, that's what we did. We set a password in the WP webhooks curl command. So if we didn't set a password, it wouldn't do that. Dingbat pwd3, boom, ba-doom, ba-doom. And there we are. Hi, this is Steve. How are you? I'm fine. And then it caught the carriage return here and also up here. So 2 new lines are there. Okay. And by the way, a new line is different from a carriage return if you're talking ASCII. So I made a mistake when I called them the same thing. Okay, so that, I don't know why it says protected, but it does. So that's a default. I mean, that's a drawback. Anyways, the thing is, like, if I was logged out and went to dev 45, I'm going to just log out here. You might still see some stuff on there. So we've got all these posts, so we don't want to have that stuff super visible. So the posts need to get off the home page probably, and just be in some unlinked page if that's possible. That would be a nice thing. And then just note that all of these things up here are pages that I was creating as tests, and I'm testing, or I was testing, various plugins which I have deactivated for hiding content in private pages. And so I even deactivated WP members because that was actually causing retheming of the login. So it puts this stuff in there, WP mem form login. if we activate WP members, we get a nice login form, and it takes you to a profile page where you can reset your password and all that stuff. In this case, I think if we want to reset the password, we go to WP login.php, and then I could reset the password for whatever username, obviously. So the reason for all this is just to show that we can create a new post in curl command, and then it comes back, post successfully created, post ID, and all that stuff. So there's a chance that we might just have to use posts to posts with passwords that we can then give to users that has their IP address in the post. And the interesting other thing about it is we can make the password for the post the same as the password for the user login if we wanted to. It would be a little awkward, but we can actually specify the password when we create a user, and then put that password as the post password. So that's another potential way to do it. So that's just through using the two curl commands, one to create the user and one to create the post, with a variable where we use the same password for each. And maybe we just generate a password on Linux, I'm not sure. But it's kind of cool how WordPress will automatically generate a password anyway. So that is the latest and greatest information on that. And there's lots more information about hiding stuff in the post using something called user private something something. So I'll send more information about that, but it's another plugin that I found and am not able to get into because I didn't log in here. So oh, and this doesn't work, by the way, this WP form login. But there is a user restricted content plugin that allows use of shortcodes that then can be used with usernames and curl commands and all that stuff. So that's for future. Other than that, there's lots more goodies, but main task, I think, is to be able to receive a webhook into not Dev45, but into one of the Linode machines, have that webhook run a shell script. So the webhook might be a post to steve.php. Steve.php then runs a curl command to create a new user, and then another curl command to create a post for that user. And in that post, by the way, we could have something that says check out this link. It is cool. http:// wait a minute, ahref equals http:// and that's not S in this particular case, 45.79.120.37, and then your dashboard. And then BR. Let's see if that, I don't know if the BRs will work here, but it'd be interesting if they do, because then you can put in some other HTML. All right, so we're going to try this one here just to make things even worse. And let's go to a URL encoder again. URL encoding converter. Let's try this guy. They're all about the same. Okay, so that's what I did with the link. I'm going to encode. Okay, let's see if this works. Put that in there. Okay, so post content. And then I'm going to go all the way to here, put in that, and then that should be good. Let's see if that works. We'll make a new post title. Post title is testing dash. No, I know testing. I would do this testing %20 ABC. Put ABC in there. Okay. All right. Copy that. Put it in here. Boom. Okay. Successfully created. Go back to Dev 45. And I guess I didn't put a password in there, or I'm already passworded. Let's see if I had the password in there. Post status published. So I didn't put the password in there. So that's why it's there. Okay, and I say your dashboard. And then that goes into this particular server's dashboard. So IP address can be pushed into the post after putting it into a URL encode, which then goes into the query string up here. But again, password should be given so that no other user could just see that post and then go into somebody's dashboard and start setting things. Okay. And I guess this is an older version of the server. This is the Mumbai one, so it's got an older image running, so disregard the fact that it's doing things a little different. Also running a not secure HTTP. For now, that's fine. All right, so that's the very long drawn out scoop.